Welcome back. Today we're learning about cybersecurity with Dr. Hoit of NC State. It is a pleasure to have you here. It's an honor. I'm learning an awful lot. Now I'm worried about my little home computer, but my goodness, you have the entire NC State University system to worry about.
So it's interesting that we view the university as a small city. We've got 35,000 students. They come in at 17 to 18 years old. They go all the way up to mid-30s with graduate students, faculty that age in the early 30s all the way up to post-retirement that come in and work, and then all the administration and the staff and the grounds crew and the maintenance staff. So it's a city. And so we have exactly the same issues that you're talking about that you have both in your systems at home and everybody else has. We've got systems that we maintain really securely. They're the ones that process our credit cards and that keep the health information and the secure research that we do. Those are protected. We control them. We put on all the special things that we need to do and monitor it. But the rest of the systems are less securely monitored because they don't hold secure information. So a faculty member can bring their laptop in from home. They have a grant and they buy it. Students obviously bring their own computers in the residence halls and use those things. So we have that diversity. Protections are pretty straightforward. They're kind of the same across the board. Keep your computer current. You mentioned that earlier. Monitor your passwords and watch that. That's a good thing. And then keep your standard virus protection. You asked earlier about Norton, so Norton, Symantec, some of the other virus protections. Make sure you have some of those. The computer companies, the operating systems, Microsoft, Apple, and not as many Linux home systems, but they have built-in virus protections that you can use so you don't have to pay extra if they work just fine. So those are the basics, and that gets you to the basic level. That's like wearing your seatbelt and locking your doors when you leave your car.
Can you tell, for instance, if a certain area at the university is in fact being attacked? I mean, do you have the ability to know that, or are you just...
So we do.
Oh, you do? So I'm just curious, how often is there an attempted attack?
So these are numbers that nobody likes to hear, but we have, 6 months ago, we had 120 per week accounts that got compromised.
Wow. It seems like a lot.
Actually, that's not bad.
Okay.
We're down to 50. Remember, we have 100 and some thousand accounts on campus.
Good point. Yes.
And we're down to 50 because we put in two-factor, which we'll come back to later when we talk about protection. But it's an alternate protection method that you can use to keep your system secure. A number that I told a group the other day, we have 275,000 attacks per hour to try and get into some of our secure systems. That's just standard, everyday happening. People are just trying to find loopholes, find things that are wrong, find things that are...
What are they looking for?
So I give the analogy, and so my background is civil engineering as a faculty member. I give it a traffic analogy. So there's a lot of traffic. What do? You add a lane. You need to slow down traffic, you put a traffic light. They're doing roundabouts in order to stream traffic and do those kind of things. You put in seatbelts, you put in airbags, you put in warning, you have the police out to protect things. All of that stuff, does it stop accidents? No. It reduces them. Right? Does it stop people from speeding? No, people will still break the law and speed. So you continually, it's a race, it's a battle. There's always more to do and something to try. You never completely erase it, you just reduce it. So if you think of it that way, you protect your computer, you've now done one of those steps to try and help things. We watch and monitor. So can you watch? The answer is you can. If you leave your garden hose on your front lawn, do you have signs that tell you left it on instead of turning it off at the end of the night? The answer is you wake up in the morning, you see a puddle on your lawn.
Right.
Hopefully you actually can hear the water and you catch it because you go, wait a minute, there's water running and there's not something happening. Maybe you have a device that tells you how much water usage you have and it gives you a warning. Carry has smart meters. The smart meters will tell you your water usage. They actually find leaks because they monitor them and watch the smart meters and go, you know, you're using a lot more than you did last month at this time. What's going on? So.
Well, it sounds ever evolving, though.
Oh, it absolutely.
See, I picture you in some like super space age type control room with all these monitors, and you're, maybe you are. I'm teasing
yes,
a little
we
bit.
are.
Maybe you are. But how do you continue to stay ahead of the hacker?
Smart people take lots of courses, read lots of information, they share. So we have consortiums among higher ed universities where we share information and we talk about what they're doing and what we're doing. We have groups that share, it's called threat information. We were just hacked and this is what it looked like. All of you be careful and watch for the same thing, and we shut them down. There are collaborations in the financial industry nationally, in the higher ed industry. All of those industries have those consortiums that share information because the threats look different. And so what do they want? They want your money. Right?
Yeah.
They want to get your bank account. They want to get your credit card. They want to do that. That's the reason they steal identity. They don't want to impersonate you to try and do something else. They want your money. That's the big one. The other thing that they want, nation states wants, they want intellectual property. So instead of spending $500,000 or $10 million to develop a new pesticide to protect the plants, or a new vaccine in order to keep the poultry and the swine population safe. Well, if we've already spent $100 million to develop that, much easier to steal it than spend $100 million to protect the population in some other country.
I can see where the university is rather unique because it has kind of the whole spectrum, from the individual right on to that valuable research.
It makes it fun.
I think the university is in good hands, though. Listen, stick around, and please, Doctor, you stick around as well. And when we come back, Dr. Hoit will give you some tips on how to protect yourself from cyber threats.